Ladies and gentlemen, a few months ago, I did a story on Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. feuding back and forth. Well, that feud is still going strong. I don't know if any of you, like myself, have taken your eye off of what's going on. So let's get caught up, y'all. Now, the latest, Jason Whitlock called Stephen A devil and said he's worse than a white supremacist. Wow, this parting from Jason Whitlock's lips? So Stephen A responded. So he says, a piece of S, right wing commentator in wicked tirade. So Stephen A vowed to finally speak his mind on Jason Whitlock before a wild, roughly 40-minute rant about the conservative commentator who he called a bastard worth less than a damn cockroach on Wednesday. Yes, this past Wednesday. The ESPN personality slammed his former colleague on the Stephen A show. And he did this on his podcast, y'all, Wednesday, after Whitlock, who now hosts a show on Blaze TV, questioned the factual accuracy of Smith's memoir, Straight Shooter, a memoir of second chances and first takes, on the program in a column. Smith, who has stood by his book, taken jabs at Whitlock recently and said he gave ESPN heads up about his remarks and asked his pastor for forgiveness and understanding about he went after Whitlock. So ESPN, who claimed that the Blaze TV host, yeah, they're going back and forth and they're burning each other's bridges. But Whitlock went on to say that Stephen A was wrong for calling him a roach. I'm not a big Stephen A fan, but I can see a lot of people agreeing with him saying that about you, Jason Whitlock. Smith said, because that's not my name for him. My name for Jason Whitlock is religiously Cain. Cain of Cain and Abel. He added, there is nothing good about him. Absolutely nothing. I can challenge anybody that knows anything about him to refute what I'm saying. So that's what Stephen A said. Smith, who noted that he said absolutely nothing about Whitlock before he made a bastard dig a few months ago, referenced a 2015 Deadspin article that described a number of ESPN stars not wanting to work with their then colleague. While you were on Blaze TV spewing that BS to people, did you tell them that? Did you tell them how you stood outside of First Take begging me to talk to you? Smith said. Oh, Jason did that? Did you tell them that once the same article in Deadspin came out weeks later, you wrote a lengthy apology to me in an email begging me to forgive you, pointing out how you were betrayed by this particular writer? So you know how I must feel that you betrayed me. Did you tell the folks that? You be. So this is Stephen A still speaking. Did you tell them, you fat piece of S? Smith later in his rant added that he, as a black man, can't imagine anything worse than a white supremacist. That's until Jason Whitlock came along. He's worse than them, Smith said, of Blaze TV host, who has entertained conspiracy theories such as Michelle Obama being a transgender woman, and said not everybody has to vote. um, After discussing the woman's suffrage movement. Whitlock, in response to the rant, wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter, that Smith made a fool of himself and that he didn't know that the ESPN star was this limited. So he wrote on, you know what, let me show it to you what Jason Whitlock posted on Twitter. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess this thing is still going. So this is the email, and you can see the date on there, January 10th, 2024 at 8:26 p.m. Jason Whitlock went out on Twitter to post this, and he wrote, I knew Stephen A was limited. I didn't know he was this limited. I'm starting to feel sorry for him. I beat up a baby seal. Now, wait a minute. Isn't this the same Jason Whitlock that complained about adult ads on ESPN? And it was really uh, popping up because he was looking at adult material. And, so when he went on to ESPN, it was pulling up those type of ads. And he's calling someone limited? Really? Ooh, Jason, talk about not being able to look at your own flaws on this one. But Stephen A., just like Jason Whitlock, he has his own podcast out on YouTube, and he actually rants about this. I don't know if any of you had a chance to go over there, but if you go over to his channel, you can actually hear him talking about Jason Whitlock. And trust me, he drags the hell out of Jason Whitlock. Yeah, I know a lot of people are not crazy about Stephen A. I'm not either. He has said many things that have rubbed me the wrong way over the years, but you can see how deep this thing has gone between him and Jason Whitlock. So I just thought I would periodically check, but I had no idea something this recent was already happening. So, y'all, you're going to have to tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.